Another race car that saw its last race draw the final curtain at Petit Le Mans. The 4GT has seen its last days last Saturday, and during the race itself, I figured I'd pick up another Spark model, and this one's going to be on the 2018 Le Mans version of the 67 4GT, driven by Harry Tinkle, Andy Priaulx, and Tony Kanaan. Tony Kanaan is one of my favorite, if not my personal favorite IndyCar driver of all time. You know, seeing him win Indy in 2013 was an absolute dream come true. I mean, it was the 1 year before I started going to the 500 in person. You know, it was great seeing him finally on the Borg Warner, and it was great seeing him at Le Mans. And, you know, it was awesome them doing it, and that's why I picked up this car over the 68, the 69, or the 66. I think they had all four in there. They at least had three of the four there. And I was like, I was going to pick up Scott Dixon's, which was a 69, because, you know, it was more the drivers I realized. I knew it was Ryan Briscoe, Richard Westbrook, and Scott Dixon. I'm like, well, this is the guys of the IMSA 67 cars. I'm going to pick this one up. And then I saw the 67 WC car, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, this one's got Tony Kanaan on it. That's right, Kanaan was in that race. So I picked up Tony Kanaan's car instead of the Dixon one, and when I go to Indianapolis in the month of May, I'm going to have Kanaan sign right here, or he's going to sign right over there at the autograph session. I bet he would love seeing one of these. This is probably one of those where he's going to be like, wow, you actually got this? But yeah, this is the 24 Hours of Le Mans 2018 Spark model for the 4GT to 67 4GT. And what an absolute fantastic model here. And this is something I love here. Collector's model, not suitable for children under 14 years. Yeah. These are definitely not toys. You know, these things are going to go on the shelf, and that's where they're going to stay. Beautiful models, and I'm thinking of doing one Spark model per IMSA trip. Like when I go to the Roar in January, I'm going to purchase one Spark model. When I go to Sebring, I'm going to purchase one Spark model. When I go to Watkins Glen, Lime Rock, all those places, one Spark model should be bought at those races. And this is the 67 4GT out of box right here for you. One thing I noticed about the 4GT, and I noticed this on track as well, it is considerably lower to the ground than what the Porsche 911 RSR is. Definitely very aerodynamic, and the sole purpose of this car was to win Le Mans, because I believe it was the 50th anniversary in 2016 of when they won, and they said, you know, we want to go back to Le Mans and defend our title. Well, they became the laughing stock at Daytona for a while because all the cars kept breaking down. But when they showed up to Le Mans, they won. They won their first year back. And, you know, the main purpose of them being in WEC and IMSA competition was to win Le Mans. And when they done that, they kind of just ran out their contract and they said, well, guess what? Now we won Le Mans, and now we're going to pull out until the new IMSA DPI regulations come in, which is 2022. So Ford will be gone for a little while, but not for long. Now, will Chip Ganassi field more Ford GTs? No. But it is available to customers. And we did see a customer Ford GT in Le Mans this year, being the one that driven by Ben Keating. I asked Ben Keating at Road if he was going to bring it to IMSA, and he says, very unlikely we're going to do that. So don't expect a Ford GT on the IMSA grid in the Rolex 24 coming up this January. That's probably not going to happen. Let's see here. Let's go over to here. Here we go. Let's go over some sponsors. We got Ford, GTE Pro, 24 hours total, the American flag, 67 WEC. Funny that the American flag there. I think that's part of the UK racing team that they got there. Well, they probably fielded that in the United States, but as far as I know, I've always read of this Chip Ganassi Racing UK when I watched the WEC races. Got Michelin, Ford Chip Ganassi Racing. We got the GTE Pro category, and we have three lights here. These three lights resemble what position they are if they're on the podium. Keep in mind, you're probably thinking, well, this kind of reminds me of the scoring monitors. This is the earliest version of the scoring monitors. Back in 07, I believe, this was revolutionary. This was never done before, and it was something that was like, oh my god, this is pretty cool. Now I'm like, when I saw my first WEC race, I'm like, you know, I think it's time for an upgrade. So hopefully with the new generation cars, hopefully they'll get some sort of upgrade to them. Because that would be cool. We got Sparco, Brembo, Exalta, TSSV or whatever the heck it is, IHD Rewards Club. Got the drivers' names, Ford EcoBoost. I like how the Ford EcoBoost logo is kind of hidden with the aero parts here, with this rear bumper. That looks pretty cool. Castrol Edge, we all know that from the Rolex this year. The Michelin Man, Ford GT. And we got, let's see here, sorry about that. Zoom out here. Ford, powered by EcoBoost. Let's see here. Sorry about this. We have Ford EcoBoost Pro 67 GT Ford EcoBoost. And voila, this side the same as the left. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I was never the biggest fan of this Ford GT livery. I was more of a fan of the 2016 one where I had the bright, vibrant red on it. The red on this one, to me, just doesn't do justice for me. I don't like it. I like the red that they had in the second half of this year after Le Mans. You know, when they said we're going to run our Le Mans throwbacks on the 66 and the 67. That made it look really unique, and I thought that was a great send-off for that car. You know, this livery, however, just really did not do it for me, and I was not too terribly pleased with it. The blue doesn't look too bad. Like, the blue looks somewhat nice with it being all metallic and everything, but the red, it looks more maroonish, and it doesn't scream of Ford to me. I don't like it personally. But that's that. You know, the paint scheme, the livery of this car, you know, we got a nice red stripe on the front bumper, white stripe above it. The hood is all colored blue, but with the air intakes here, that's colored white, and it's got nice little aero ducts in it. I mean, my God, let's see if I can. Yeah, it's nice and deep there. My God, I like that. Let's see here. On this side, we have, you know, the stripes going across again. The red stripe kind of stops right by the front tire, but it kind of resumes back here. The white stripe goes out towards the door and back. Oh, actually goes through the door, and it goes right out to the back bumper. That's actually kind of cool. I thought that was kind of closed off at first. But guess what? On this Spark model, baby, they don't close any of that shit off. That's a beauty. This is a beauty, man. My God. Stunning looking car. And a stunning model. Great job by Spark on this one. I'm so upset that the Ford GT is no longer a thing temporarily. Well, Ford's no longer a thing temporarily. The Ford GTs are now gone. And the next time you'll be seeing those is you're going to see those at a museum. So when you see those at the museum, you can tell your grandkids, you can tell your kids, your nephews, your nieces, your grandkids that you saw the Ford GT race in person. Then you'll have some older gentlemen say, I saw the original Ford GT race in person. So there you have it. That's the Ford GT Spark model. Great job by them. Do I recommend it? I would say at least one Spark model Ford GT is definitely sustainable. I mean, it's probably at least one. Like, collect at least one throughout the years. I mean, this is probably not the one to have. I probably would say if they remake the Le Mans winner, which is the 66 from this year, or the 67, which was the second place Le Mans car, or the ones that ran Le Mans this year with the black and the red colors, those, I would probably recommend those over this one, to be honest with you. Wait till those come out, and I think that if the price is right, no pun in my favorite TV show, I will definitely pick one of them up. Comment, like, and subscribe, and this is Race Daytona reminding you to join the fight to stop bullying. It gets better. All the Diecast Kid is saying is give peace a chance.